like that they want to say, she's not a U.S. vet. She's a racist. That's what they should lead with. They should lead with racist terrorist.
Say her name. Fuck her name.
What is the most latest dope story that's really popular right now?
Oh, I'm going to tell you. The Rose. The flower. The Rose.
Okay.
That motherfucker is a real deal.
It gets the job done? Oh. Damn, you do sound effects.
Yeah. You got the Rose.
I don't even think that was for podcast.
Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Okay, so welcome to some What You Think podcast.
Yeah, they got him, man.
I didn't know if there was.
Coochie said, oh. Mark is dying.
So, okay, we're talking today about
Vanilla Ice.
He calls it Vanilla Isis. I'm calling the thugs and the drive-by shooters.
Yeah.
That ran up on Capitol.
The treasonous, treacherous hooligans.
Yes.
Yeah. Have y'all noticed that there's so many, like our sheriffs and our people in power in Oklahoma, they're making these statements saying, you know, I was there, but I wasn't doing that.
They all need to be gone, man.
They all need to be, we need charges pressed on all.
Because I'm going to tell you what happens when you're not part of the complexion with the protection. You get shit like all of us go do a crime. If somebody gets killed in the commission of the crime, everybody that was part of that gets charged with that.
Right.
There's so many little young dudes that go do crimes, go rob stuff, do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The homeboy gets shot, and all the friends get charged with this murder.
Right.
Not the person who killed him, not the police officer, whatever. The people that were with him. Them same rules need to apply all the way across the board.
Yes.
All the people, every face they should be able, that they can identify are complicit in the people dying, just based on the law.
Even if it was just being tased in the balls that caused you to die.
Yeah, that's what you'll get.
That's what you get.
Goofy ass. Oh, goofy ass. Hey, man, they out there dying.
Oh, my God.
Look, man, some people feel like you should never laugh at death. I don't feel like that. I feel like, hey, man, we laugh at people while they're alive. They're gone now. This is really the best time to laugh at. So they ain't hear how their feelings hurt. It was people that died that didn't even make it to the Capitol. They rode buses, they grouped up, they got hats, little flags, little shit. And fuck Obama and Black Lives Matter. And at like step number 16, it was like, how much farther we got? You know how them all white people, they yell with their fists. We hate you. And he died on
What
stage.
kind of legacy would that be? I wouldn't want, that is such a horrible legacy.
Man, all the ways you can go, that's not.
How did your great grandfather, they stormed the Capitol and he tased his nuts?
He asked me why he was trying to steal a sign. He was trying to steal
a picture. A Tip O'Neill. A Tip O'Neill.
Is that what he trying to steal?
A picture of Tip O'Neill.
Don't nobody give a fuck about Tip O'Neill no more. You deserve it just for
Tip
that.
O'Neill didn't even want the picture. Goddamn.
Tip O'Neill, like people still know about me. Am I in some books
He
somewhere?
tried to steal a picture of Tip O'Neill and tased himself in the nuts and died. That's what your great grandchildren
That
really
hear
happened.
about you. That's true story.
Damn it, man.
So, what I want to say is, what do y'all, or when I ask, what do y'all think about the response during the insurgent from the authorities? And I say that loosely.
It's terrible. Bruh, the fact that I heard the FBI was soliciting for help when these cats posted everything on social media is crazy to me.
Yeah. They were asking, they were like, listen, this might be a problem. We're seeing what's going on social media, and it seems like it could be some shit going on. And the response was, nah, it'll probably work out. They good white people. What's the worst that can happen?
What's the worst that can happen?
And you seen what happened. And so my problem is the difference between the responses. When the Black Lives Matter rally was happening and it was said it was going to be peaceful, and there was people out there with bonfires and singing, they had the National Guard.
I'm waiting. They were there before the actual rally started.
I didn't see no horses. No horses. You know, they pull out horses whenever black people around. They
just ride by and club you.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is probably new because Trump had the authority to be able to control the protection out there, and he literally refrained from having people out there. So I think it's different from
He left Mike Pence's wife, and Mike Pence's daughter. Mike Pence's daughter was there. His wife was there, and he was there because they were doing the count. You know, the electoral thingamajiggy, and they said, "Fuck Mike Pence."
They had a noose for him.
Yeah,
they were calling for his name. Like, where's Mike Pence? I'm like,
where is Mike Pence? They were specifically asking him, and Mike Pence called Trump. It's like, hey man, all your people up in here, they're asking for me to kill you. And Trump said, first off, fuck your bitch and the clicky clank.
He didn't give a fuck.
That was his response. Click. That's what Trump told him. Yeah, you ain't riding with me. Fuck you as a staff, as a record label, and as a crew. He like fuck all the Republicans and all Democrats.
Everybody that was in that building, he gave him a big fuck you.
Yeah, he did.
He gave them all a big fuck you. And that was just that was like the final nail in the coffin. Like, how?
They said while the shit was happening, he was still calling senators like, hey, y'all gonna change the vote?
Do y'all think it was privilege? Or do you think it was Trump's abuse of power?
Both. The privilege comes from they see themselves in the rioters. That's the whole separation. When they looking at a bunch of black people out doing whatever, even a bunch of black people just having a barbecue, being loud.
Oh yeah.
It makes them nervous.
Walking our dogs, you know.
Yeah, just having too much fun playing with a cap gun in your 10. It scares them. But they see them, they see their grandmas, they see themselves when they off work, because they're the same. They wanted to be in there. That's the real thing is there's no...
Because there was police officers taking selfies. They were they were on people's lives. They were just kind of like...
They were helping them old motherfuckers up. If you see some of the people that got in there, man, it was a person in a wheelchair that was just a stump. Didn't have no legs or no arms.
And he got in there.
And this motherfucker made it to the Capitol. That let you know the security, there was no security. They were letting them in. Right. You can't get up all them stairs with this shit. They had one thing where they blow it. That motherfucker made it to the top of the Capitol, man. With a blow chair. Man, I'm telling you, they let them in. I saw them helping some old lady back down the stairs who had been in. This officer is just walking this lady down the stairs, man. They were in cahoots.
Yeah, they were in cahoots. But it was a little confusing because I seen this one woman crying. I'm like, they maced me while I was trying to storm the Capitol. Yeah, I'm like,
that was fake too. I saw.
What?
The lady that I guess Elizabeth that supposedly she had an onion in her towel. So supposedly that wasn't even real.
Well, guess what? Send her motherfucking ass to jail because she confessed on TV to run up in the Capitol. Right. So whether it happened or not,
she said it's a revolution.
You can't take it back. And a revolution means that's terrorism. Because the revolution means that you are terrorism. The definition.
You
get the right word.
You'll get it.
The right word. I'm not even gonna say it. The explanation to that word is when you're trying to stop the government from moving. When you are causing terror for political reasons. That's what makes it terrorism. That was exactly what they were doing. They were trying to stop the duly elected president from being his votes being counted.
Sure.
So that's terrorism.
That's terrorism.
And I want to see him all on trial. And I want to see him get their 10 years because he was bragging about his new rule about if you mess up any federal building, you get 10 years minimum. I want all of them to get 10 years.
The man who was carrying Nancy Pelosi's electrum.
Now I don't want him to get 10 years. I think he should only get like 4 because he was funny. Him and that dude in that suit with the bear, the first them two, I won't get it. Let them off. Yeah, the dude with the bull. Look like he was the Flintstones secret meeting. Fred Flintstone used to go to them secret meetings. He's part of Fred's secret club now. That motherfucker need to get good time for
it was just sitting back watching it, and as as a culture, we kept saying, you know, this ain't our fight, this ain't for us. But technically, it was. It was.
You think so?
I feel like I was offended because when I made the post, I said Black Lives Matter could never. It's not that we wouldn't. Is that ain't no way you'll see a bunch of black people scaling a damn wall to the Capitol.
Oh,
and they're not going to start shooting us down.
They would have been standing right over the edge like, bah! Bah!
Zombies.
So I'm like, and that's how that was the feeling that when you looked at it, like, we could never do anything like that.
So are you
Not
saying
to
you
speak out.
wanted them to get them shot?
I didn't know.
That's what I wanted to know.
I never will say I want anybody to get shot. That karma will never come out of my mouth. I didn't want them to get shot. But I wanted to be where we could do the same thing without getting shot. We could do that without gas or rubber bullets or water
dogs
hoses,
or helicopters or horses.
You know, that type of thing. We should have that same, if this is okay for these people to do it, then I want to be able to do it. But there was that one black man that was standing in there. I said he was looking for his stimulus check.
Hey, but you can tell it hit him. I'm tripping. Because he was just standing there in the middle of everything by himself, and he looked around and said, I'm the only man in this motherfucker.
He wasn't.
I might be tripping. I saw it on his face. What the fuck am I? What I let Kyle talk me into? I saw it. You know, right when you be in the middle of shit and he hit you like, I done went too far. You know, I changed my speech. I've been walking around hanging out with him. I've been a Trump supporter for years. I think I might have went too far. It hit him right in the middle of all that shit. He was standing by himself. They started yelling, fuck Black Lives. He's like, oh shit. I think I went too far. And they're locking your black ass up. And you get the whole team.
And you get
that. You didn't have no
You know the bad thing about it, I think, is how much a person can be brainwashed and not recognize. You get that sacrifices. Now that risk does not look like it was worth the sacrifice.
At the end of the day,
you know,
Biden is still the president-elect.
Straight up.
And will be the president of the United States.
And Trump turned on him. It went from we love you, everybody go home, we want you to be safe. So we're going to give them 10 years. You guys are criminals, you're terrorists.
You're thugs.
Like that.
They are upset because Kamala is about to come in there, and that right there is enough.
Kamala. Whatever.
Kamala.
The black AKA. You know,
Vice President Harris. Vice President Harris is what I'm calling her.
Oh, my God.
To have
Miss Skiwi.
And, and for that to be like, we already got rid of the president being black. Now we have a black woman who is already perceived as angry, bitter. That's just like the title that we have in general. But now she's getting to be in power.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Deal with it.
It's going to be crazy.
And now this is what I was saying. For the next 4 years, it's going to be some shit.
It's going to be some shit.
Because one thing that I worry about is that you've created an echo chamber in the world. This is what I noticed. Everybody kind of just sits in their own little huddles and just talks amongst themselves. So my timeline changed because I like to step back out of the shit and just look at humanity. And what I notice is until we as humans, and this might sound all fake and shit, but until we all see the commonality, this shit is going to always be what it is. I watch my timeline change from it's fucked up that the police are killing people to
we want people.
Should have killed more people.
Right.
I watch my timeline, I just watched all of us switch. I watched my timeline go from, man, what kind of animals will crack jokes about these people dying to we sharing memes about people dying.
Right.
So the whole point I'm saying is, watch what you hate because you might become.
That's right. And another thing too. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's hard for us to watch, them sympathize with these people dying. Like the Ashley, whatever her name is.
Dummy. We gonna call it.
Dumb.
I'm on that other side.
And so, and they're saying, say her name. Like, no.
Who's saying that? Is that the movement they trying to say? Like, they trying to make her a hero?
Yeah, they're trying to make her a hero. And I'm like, at the end of the day.
She thought the white girl tears was going to make her bulletproof.
They're appropriating a slogan that we use when, because Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, say her name. these are people that were innocent and killed. So she wasn't innocent.
No.
She
She couldn't take no for an answer.
She was killed in the line of committing an actual crime, a federal
crime.
And
Several federal crimes.
And you're a U.S. vet. That means nothing.
I don't like that they want to say she's not a U.S. vet. She's a racist. That's what they should lead with. They should lead with racist terrorists. Whatever you did, that's just gone. Just like they went and found out Trayvon Martin got suspended in high school or middle school type shit.
Man.
No, don't try to find the shit to make him look good. Find the shit to make him look bad.
Right.
It's like you do every one of us. They're like me. If something happened to me, they're gonna go back. He was once arrested for and arrested for this. They're not gonna find the good.
Right.
Do the same way. Don't say father. Don't say educator. Don't say business owner. They're gonna say whatever.
All the bad that you've done.
She's murdered.
Yeah. So give her the same shit.
Give her the same shit.
Make her friends say she was a veteran. Now we're gonna talk about the fact that she had a Facebook post we didn't like, because all it takes is one.
Yeah.
We just need to find one.
She had a YouTube video where she was erratically screaming into the camera while she was driving, so she was committing a crime right there. You don't do that, first of all. But I mean, she's just like it was ridiculous to me that they're saying say her name, fuck her name at this point. She was committing a crime. She died not as being a hero or even being innocent. She was committing a federal crime,
a whole ass
against
criminal.
our democracy. What the fuck? And they're talking about they're patriots.
They're terrorists.
They're terrorists. They're fucking terrorists.
You're only a patriot if your team wins the war. Yeah. And you get to write the history. That's the only way it works.
That's it.
As long as you don't win, you get to be a terrorist. That's just how it works. Y'all lost. You still losing.
I think it's interesting how we say, if we were to do that, and I don't think in the reality we would not want to do that. Like if Obama was to do something like that, would we really want to be in that position to be acting like that?
If Obama told us to storm the Capitol, we'd be like,
yeah. That's the thing about it, but it's like a part of us.
Really, what have you really done for us?
What are you got on my bed? What you got on my bed?
Really? Because this is the real thing that baffles me. Well, it doesn't even baffle me. It just tickles the shit out of me that these people are willing to do all of this for the presidency when the presidency is really just a figurehead position.
It really is.
At the end of the day, the Senate does more, the Congress does more, your local mayor, all these motherfuckers affect your lives more. Yeah. But you've been so brainwashed by the system.
Right.
You've lived through enough presidents to know that really your life does not change that much regardless of who's in charge. You may pay a little more in gas. Maybe when you sell your house, you might lose 3%. But in the big scale of life, your life is the same regardless of who the president is. The fact that they were that caught up and enamored with this man's personality that they're willing to do all that over something that on a grand scale doesn't even really mean anything, is really the biggest thing. And another thing that sticks out to me is probably like the median age of that group. Was a bunch of old motherfuckers. Like it was some young people in there, but most of those people were old, fat, bad teeth, bad bodies, bad health. And I'm saying all that to say they represent that whole movement. That whole old school thinking that Trump's trying to carry is bloated, it's fat, it's diabetic, and it's barely holding on.
Easily influenced.
Golly. That whole shit is dying out. Yeah. They represent, it's not a young movement. Because if you look at who the Black Lives Matter, if you look at what was happening during the summer, that was a young movement. Right. That was young, old, that was young black people. That was young white people. That was young multicultural thing. Right. That's what the future is. Right. These then look at that shit. Just a bunch of old white people.
Old, decrepit.
So their time is up. They know it. This is their last gas. Yeah. And they're not going to make it up the steps. Yeah. They're going to take themselves in the balls and die.
All right. So, hey, listen, man, we appreciate you guys tuning in. So What You Think podcast. I'm Preach.
I'm T-Dot.
I'm Mack O.
Let's get it.
That's what you said to Tased.
That was a great way to end.
That's right. You know, I've been watching Jerry Springer trying to do the little thoughts of the day at the end. He wrap up the whole thing.
He wrap up the whole thing.
And you just do the whole show. This is Jerry Springer saying, be good to yourself and good to others. After he had people fighting and stabbing and all kind of bullshit on his show. Yes. You know, it happens sometimes. Sometimes your booty hole just accidentally slips open.